Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived. We are within 1 week of Game 1 for the NFL season. It got a little less interesting for the Dallas Cowboys, but boy, does that help us and maybe affect who I have winning specific games on the Raiders schedule. I initially posted my win-loss predictions video a couple months ago, just like the best and the rest of us. But I like to come back here after the preseason, after training camp, after it all, to give you my final locked-in predictions. And we've got the schedule pulled up right here. We're going to be affecting the schedule with W's. We're going to add up totals. We're going to go through it all. I'm going to break down exactly how I feel about each game. Now, I just want to say, as a public service announcement, if I have games where we are favored and we lose, or if I have games where we're not favored and we win, you just have to understand that throughout the NFL, there are countless weeks and countless games where the team that's supposed to win does not win. If every favorite won every game, you would be a very rich man or woman. Because sometimes I say, I don't know, we could fall to this team or that team. And people go, oh, are you crazy? We're going to lose to so-and-so? As if we didn't get waxed by the Panthers in week 3 last year. And please don't tell me, yeah, well, we were bad last year. We all did. No. We were all on the AP train. Which brings me to my record as a record predictions person. I don't know if you guys remember, if you are old enough to remember this. I don't know if you guys care enough about baseball, but the San Francisco Giants, they went on this crazy streak of like winning the World Series every other even year. That's like me, but the opposite. In 2021, I was dead on. I said 10-7. That's exactly what our record was. In 2022, the Josh McDaniels year, I was way off, wasn't even close. In 2023, I hit it perfectly. The second Josh McDaniels year. In 2024, the AP year, I was way off. But guess what, folks? It's an odd year, 2025, which means we are more likely than not to do exactly what I say. So let's get into the first game without further ado. I do have to tell you, link in the description below to my Patreon and my Discord. Discord's completely free. Also, YouTube membership program. If you join before the new league year, you have a chance to win $100. Final predictions, locking it in. Odd year, Rodney. Book it, Dano. Here we go. Week 1 against the Patriots. This is a game that I've been struggling and going back and forth on this whole time because these are two teams that are very, very similar. Both 4-13 last year. Both massively improved head coaches. Both, you would assume, massively improved quarterbacks in terms of Drake May developing into a better player. They've completely overhauled their defense and let their offense slip a little bit. We've done the opposite. We've let the defense slip and overhauled the offense. So how are these two going to mesh? What I'll say right now is that the spread in this game is -3 toward the Patriots, which means it's basically a pick 'em because you get 3 points to be at home. Week 1s are always weird. Last year, Jacoby Brissett beat Joe Burrow. Not to compare Drake May to Jacoby Brissett and Geno Smith to Joe Burrow, but I just think, even though I feel like we are the better team on paper, that it's going to be an emotional time. The home opener for the New England Patriots. A ball could bounce their way in Foxborough. It's going to be weird with Tom Brady being our owner, Mike Vrabel, Pete Carroll, who's got the coaching advantage. I think we do as a staff, or they do maybe as a staff, we do as like a head coach comparison. This game's going to be close. Week 1s are always weird, and I could see the narrative already. We lose this game, and everybody comes on here and goes, tear it all down. Pete Carroll's washed. Geno Smith stinks. Ashton Genty's a bust. I could see the writing on the wall. Same old Raiders, but this team is different, and it perseveres. So while I do have this as an L, and we're only going to put W's on the screen, I think this game could go either way. So before I get into the rest of the games, I do need to tell you about the channel sponsorship, DraftKings. With the NFL season right around the corner, there's no time like the present to get involved in the betting scene, and now you can with our new channel partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet $5 and get $300 instantly in bonus bets, and all you have to do is download the DraftKings app and sign up using the promo code ALLaBorde. Whether it's the thrill of betting on games live as they happen or building the perfect parlay for an even bigger payout, DraftKings has you covered. And do not worry, if sports betting isn't yet legal in your state, you can still get in on all the action with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. From football to basketball to hockey to lacrosse to golf, the variety of bets you can make on DraftKings cannot be beat. From popular stats to game lines, touchdown scores, game props, team props, and much, much more. The next great touchdown is coming, and you can bet on it. Download the DraftKings app, sign up, and use the promo code ALLaBorde. And we're back. Thank you to DraftKings. Use that promo code. It does help the channel out tremendously. Oh, that's the wrong button. Here we go. Week 2, September 15th, Monday Night Football, home opener, Chargers, Raiders. You might be thinking that our home field advantage is not great, and I would agree with you. However, I do think two things impact this game home field advantage-wise. The first thing is Pete Carroll and this team looking competitive is going to get more people to hold on to their season tickets instead of selling them, and also not a lot of Chargers fans. Just is what it is. This isn't like, the Bears or the Steelers, right, that travel well, or the 49ers. This is the Chargers. This can be a Raider home game, true Raider home game, home opener. We do not fall to 0-2 because we know the importance of the game that's coming next week. That's a W. The Raiders are 1-1. Week 3, Washington Commanders. Here's how I look at these games. Who's got the coaching advantage? Who's got the quarterback advantage, right? And if it's a push either way, if it's a push for both, then we break it down further. I would say we might have the slight coaching advantage, although Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury is a very formidable duo. They clearly have the quarterback advantage. I think it's going to be a tough ask for our team. There are games on the schedule that we are probably going to win that we shouldn't have. Like last year we beat the Ravens. Nobody saw that coming. I think for right now this is a tentative loss. Week 4, September 22nd, Chicago Bears. That might be sneaky home game for the Chicago Bears. Hopefully the Raiders fans show up. This could be the game where Pete Carroll proves, oh, you know what? You guys wanted to choose Ben Johnson first. I'm going to coach circles around him. Do I expect Caleb Williams and the Bears to be improved? Absolutely I do. But not as improved as the Las Vegas Raiders, who are only going to get better with their young guys they are starting. And by week 4, they might be hitting their stride. Give me the W against the Chicago Bears. The AFC South, starting Anthony Richardson, is no more for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't have to spend too much time on this. I think the Colts are going to be a very bad team this year, and because of that, I think that's a W. The Titans, I think, are actually going to be better than the Colts. Sneaky 7-win team. They're going to be competitive, but typically what you see with rookie quarterbacks is that they get better throughout the season. This is probably still too early for Cameron Ward to take the reins and beat teams that he shouldn't be beating. And I do think we have the coaching advantage, the quarterback advantage, and the roster advantage, which is why right now the Raiders heading into week 7 are 4-2. Now, we always play the Chiefs well these last few seasons competitively, and even in Arrowhead. And this is a big advantage because we have them week 18 when maybe the excuse me. Didn't see that coming. They might be resting their starters. And now a little bit of a spoiler alert for the rest of this. I feel like we're just going to split games with all these AFC West teams. And my thought process is this. Yeah, this is the toughest division of football, and everybody has us finishing last. But everybody's saying it's the toughest division of football. Not because there's 3 great teams and 1 team. It's because there's 4 competitive, improved teams on this divisional map. And as I continue to look at this, I just think that we're going to go 3-3 in the AFC West. So give me a loss right here to go to 4-3 before the bye week. And now we start the second-ish half of the season. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the prince that was promised in Trevor Lawrence. Does he bounce back and have a better year? I do believe so. I do believe the Jacksonville Jaguars could win the AFC South there. I said it. It might be crazy, but I made crazier predictions that have come true. So I do think they're going to win the AFC South. With all that being said, this is not a Florida trap game. It's at home, and there are no Jaguars fans in Las Vegas. That's an easy W. Like I said, we're going to split the divisional games so we can move on from the Bronco game because I'm just going to easily have us winning all the home games. Those could be flipped, flopped, whatever. The Dallas Cowboys is one game that I changed from my initial predictions without Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones and the crew are essentially letting us know that they are punting on the season. Their offense is going to be explosive, so is ours, and right now on paper, our defense actually looks better, which you can't say that about many teams on this schedule. Give me a W in Dallas. We are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4 heading into week 13 against the Browns. I don't want to write any team off, but who in God's name even knows who's playing quarterback here? I'm just going to move on with a W there. We already got our Chargers win earlier in the schedule, so now we move on to the day after my birthday, December 7th, where, again, we split with the division rivals, and we get the W against the Broncos. The last 4 games here, we are, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 8-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, wow. 5. Sorry, we're 8-5. I didn't see the Broncos game. 8-5 heading into Philly. That's a lot to ask. I don't think that's a W, and I think we slide here I think that's an L. Back-to-back losses with the Eagles and the Texans, which puts us at 8-7 with 2 games to go, potentially needing to win out to get into the playoffs. Like I said, we're already splitting. That gives us 9 wins. They might be resting their starters. Who knows? Although I think they're going to be needing that game because, again, the division games are going to be more competitive. They might lose a little more. They're not going to go 15-2 like they did last year. I don't foresee that happening. The Giants are a team that has a great defense. Good defense to great. Who will be starting by then? If it's Russ, that means they're pretty decent. If it's Jackson Dart, that means they kind of gave up on Russ. Maybe there's an injury there. But knowing what we know about Pete Carroll, he's been rolling out of his bed, winning 10 games every year. And I've been saying I've had 9 wins for the longest time, but because of the Micah trade, I've adjusted the Cowboys game. And because I believe we're going to need these last 2 to have a chance at getting into the playoffs, I have a W, which means that we will go 10-7, losing to the Patriots, the Commanders, every AFC team once, the Eagles, and the Texans. I think that's a completely fair and reasonable ask. Our floor is 7 wins. Our ceiling is 11. I think we go 10-7 bars. It's time for you guys to leave comments on this video and give me your predictions. What are your thoughts on what I said? What are your thoughts on the season? How do you see this going? Is 10-7 enough to make the playoffs? I think it should be, but only time will tell. If we are getting in, who are the 2 playoff teams or 3 playoff teams or only 1 playoff team that's falling out? And for the first time ever, I believe, can we have 4 playoff teams from one division? It's unlikely, but you never know. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Shout out to my patrons and my YouTube members. Like I said, link is in the description below for my Patreon, for my Discord, which is free. Join the YouTube membership program if you want a chance to win $100. Hit that like button, comment away, and please be sure to subscribe. It's free out there on no charge to you. I love you guys, and I will see you next time.